is Ed Watkins, editor of Lodging Hospitality Magazine, and your host for LHTV. Today I'm with Jerome Cataldo, president of Hostmark Hospitality Group. Jerry, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
In a repositioning situation, what kind of specific skill sets should an asset manager expect from a management company?
Well, because of the unique environment that we find ourselves in, Ed, it is really critical for an asset manager to expect certain characteristics from its management company. The most important from my perspective is experience. Hostmark has been in operation for more than 40 years, and we've experienced numerous cycles in our industry, and because of that we have the experience to deal with the issues that we're facing today. And those are unique issues. It's also very important that the management company has the resources and the experience to attend to these issues. We have a team in our shop who have specific skill sets. Dealing with these problems is not the same issues that we've faced in the last 7 years, and because of the uniqueness, you need the resources and the depth of resources to deal with them. At Hostmark, we have that team in place, and it has been in place and stable for a long period of time.
What are the three common issues that Hostmark faces in a typical repositioning situation?
We think there's three main areas that have to be a concern when you're coming in a transition situation. They deal with, number one, the physical asset. The many instances we find that because of distress, cuts are made, changes are made at the operational level that may have impact on the physical asset going forward. Cutbacks in preventative maintenance, for example, may have good short-term economic results, but long-term there's physical problems that result from those cutbacks. Also, the human resource element of the property is certainly key. I mean, it's a very labor-intensive business that we find ourselves in, and if intelligently cuts aren't made to appropriately reduce expenses, you may harm the operation going forward. You certainly could destroy the morale of the associates, employees at the staff, and ultimately affect the guest service that's being provided. And then finally, and certainly not least, but it's the sales and marketing assets of the hotel and property that are very critical. We often find that this is an area that immediately gets cut. Salespeople are taken out of alignment. Marketing dollars are cut back. And so you may short-term save money and add to your bottom line, but long-term you're affecting the viability and the revenue-producing elements of your property. So we look at those elements very carefully when we're taking over a property in a transition, and pay very close attention to those elements as much as the physical element.
How do you see Hostmark's near-term and long-term demand for its services?
Well, I think in the near term, we're beginning now to see a pickup of, unfortunately for the industry, distressed assets. And from Hostmark's perspective, because of our experience working with lenders, special servicers, and those that are finding themselves involuntary owners of hotel properties, we're beginning to see an increase in that business. And we believe over the next 12 months to 18 months that there's going to be a substantial increase in that business. We have yet over the last 6 months to see that pipeline really take full effect, as lenders have been more apt to try to do short-term extensions and forbearance agreements, but we ultimately feel that over that next 12 to 18-month period there's going to be significantly more transition of properties because of the difficult economic times. From a longer-term perspective, Hostmark has been positioning itself and growing to take advantage and be a long-term stable player in this industry. As I mentioned earlier, we're over 40 years in our management experience, but we've aligned ourselves with good capital partners to take advantage of the investing opportunities and provide our services to equity investors who will take advantage of the opportunities that will present themselves in the upcoming time frame. Certainly, when we come out of a period that we are experiencing now, it has been the most optimal time for those who do have capital to take advantage and actually invest at the right time and ultimately make them a lot of money in this industry. Our experience will help our equity partners to be able to do that going forward. But in the near term, the focus is on transition and distressed asset management.
Well, Jerry, thanks for taking the time.
My pleasure.
Good.
Thank you very much.
This is Ed Watkins for LHTV.